This hangout is live.
Hooray!
Hooray!
All right.
Welcome back. It's been quite some time since we've been here, and this is not an official SIBS Wars.
No.
We are Sans the sister this evening.
It's like a home episode. Well, I guess every episode's a home episode. So
every episode is a home episode. A home at home episode.
Home.
Well, since we're down the middle sibling, we are just going to do some different stuff tonight. We're going to talk about some Marvel stuff since we are both Marvel boys.
Yes.
The sister is a DCer. Nothing wrong with that, but Al and I love the Marvel way more than the DC.
This is true.
So I know that you don't watch S.H.I.E.L.D., but you should.
I know, and I should. I will admit that has been suggested to me by even not familiar members of the MCU family, and they have just been like, "You got to watch this show." So, but what do you have for us from that?
Well, just that they're building up towards their season finale right now, and it's somehow it's going to tie into Civil War, and I'm not quite sure how, because Civil War starts on Thursday night, and this Tuesday is the second or third to last episode of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then the week after will be the S.H.I.E.L.D. Civil War starts on the 6th, and then the next S.H.I.E.L.D. is on the 10th. So I'm curious if there's going to be a tie-in like there was with Captain America: Winter Soldier. It was really connected. Like those two that movie and the show were integral to each other.
Was it a situation, because I've only seen Winter Soldier, obviously it's not. Was it a kind of thing where the episode was set up to kind of set up the movie, or it was just that there were plot lines that happened to be interconnected?
No, there was, in the show, there was this thing that Agent Coulson, who runs S.H.I.E.L.D. now, he and the Patton Oswalt character, I don't know if you know that Patton Oswalt has been on he hasn't been on at all this season, but on the previous season he was on a bunch, and everyone thinks that he's one of these LMDs, life model decoys, because there were lots of Patton Oswalts throughout the entire season.
Oh, okay.
And at one point, Coulson goes, "Make sure you're working on Project Theta," and everybody's like, "What the hell is Project Theta? What the hell is Project Theta?" Well, it turns out Project Theta was the helicarrier refurb that happens at the end of Ultron. Okay. And the connection between Winter Soldier and S.H.I.E.L.D. was at the end of Winter Soldier, where the S.H.I.E.L.D. is blown up and the Triskelion goes down and everything, that makes S.H.I.E.L.D. go underground, and the S.H.I.E.L.D. so that carried over into the show. So the big thing this season and for last season too was about the Inhumans. So Inhumans are part of the MCU, and unfortunately this week they announced that they have pulled the movie from the slate.
Oh, they were getting their own film?
They were the first film of Phase 4 was supposed to be the Inhumans in 2020.
Wow, that's a shame.
So there's a lot of rumors happening about what Phase 4 is going to look like and what's going to be included in that, and no one knows yet. They haven't announced anything yet because with them pulling Inhumans, my thing is maybe they're going to make Inhuman a show. Okay, and it's just me speculating because they've had so much happen in the S.H.I.E.L.D. show that they might go and do an Inhumans based show, which I could totally see.
It could work. They've been successful in that medium. So
the money that they're spending per episode on S.H.I.E.L.D. and the effects that they're able to pull off on television now are phenomenal.
Right.
And I don't know if you've gotten around to watching Daredevil season 2.
I haven't, not with season 2. I loved season 1. I just got to get back on Netflix in general.
Got to watch it because the big news today on a Friday news dump day was Netflix and Marvel have announced a Punisher series.
Oh,
so they introduced Punisher in this season of Daredevil. They did. Sweet. Oh yeah, main part of the storyline.
That's awesome.
And so now Punisher, and it's played by the guy from Walking Dead, Jay Barenthal.
Yeah. Okay.
Can't protect him, Shane. You can't protect him, Rick.
Right. Right.
You know, and so he did a really great job as Punisher, and so now Netflix is giving them their own Punisher series,
Nice.
which is awesome.
Oh,
The other announcement, which has come out since we have spoken last, was, I don't know if you're familiar with characters named Cloak and Dagger.
Yes. Yes.
A black adult, and not adult, they're kids. So an African American and a white girl. They're in the original, they were mutants, but they'll probably be Inhumans or some form of altered human, kind of like the way Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, or kind of, or possibly even. See, if you watch Shield, if you watch Jessica Jones, which you probably haven't watched that one either, which you really should. It's really well done. It's this really great, you know, kind of a noir style of show. And there's the way Jessica Jones got her powers and the way Luke Cage got her powers, where they were experimented on with some corporation. So there's also talk that maybe that Cloak and Dagger are getting their own show.
Okay.
On what used to be called ABC Family is now Freeform, but it's still in the ABC family of shows and channels. And Cloak and Dagger are getting their own show on that channel.
Interesting. Okay.
So yet another Marvel television show.
Yep.
And then the other Marvel TV news was that we know the Luke Cage show starts in September 30th.
Right.
But the new news that came out in the last week and a half or so was that the Roots are going to be scoring the show.
What?
Yep.
That is awesome. That is so. Oh, that's great news.
Yeah,
As a Marvel fan and musician, that is so awesome.
Yeah, no,
another reason to watch that show for sure.
Totally. And then they've started filming Iron Fist.
Yes.
And it's actually what's his name? Prince Loras from Game of Thrones is going to play Danny Rand.
Oh, okay.
Iron Fist. Actually, they were filming it near my office a couple weeks ago, and I didn't know what it was because they film in the city all the time. Mostly it's Law and Order everywhere, but and a lot of shows or a lot of movies, when they post their film notices on the lamppost and stuff, they don't always use the real title. They use the working
project
title.
Name or something like that.
So Blue Harvest, for Star Wars. But the working title for Iron Fist is Kick.
Okay.
So there was, I'm pissed because there was a photo that got released, and it's the guy Finn is his name, and it's him kind of dancing down the street near my building, barefoot, he's like this hippie kid come back from Kunlun, where he got his powers of being Iron Fist.
Yeah.
So that's in the process. And the other thing related to that is that they announced that Defenders, which is the wrap-up series for Luke Cage and Daredevil and Jessica Jones and Iron Fist, is going to start filming at the end of the year.
At the end of the year?
The end of this year, yeah.
Man, they are just like moving, just blazing through. Just like so happy to. It's so nice. Like you hear all these projects and it seems like throughout so much in the past, like not the recent past, but 10 years ago, you'd hear these rumors and these stories about these projects and they'd never get off the ground, or they end up being kind of disastrous, and they're just chugging forward. They have such a good pace, and they're putting out such good product that they can just keep moving. The fact that we're into phases 2, soon to be 3, and that 4 is coming up shortly thereafter with very little hiccups, snafus.
Yeah, Civil War is the official end of Phase 2. Phase 2, and then Doctor Strange, which comes out in November. I don't know if did you see the trailer?
Yes, I have. Yes. I love how into the role he's getting too, outside of he's doing all these appearances as as Doctor Strange.
They've been filming that here in the city too.
Yeah.
And did you see that he must have been 3 weeks ago? They filmed a scene, and they were in Midtown near the Empire State Building.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a comic book store over there called Jim Hanley's Universe.
Yeah. I think you might have shared that photo of him
the picture of him going in the Doctor Strange outfit and buying Doctor Strange comic books.
Yep.
At one of the most famous, comic book stores in the city.
Right.
What was the other thing I wanted to get? Trying to think what else there is. Marvel.
Obviously, we have Civil Wars is happening on Thursday.
Totally, and there's so many clips, and every review is just like glowing. I think Rotten Tomatoes is like 97%.
Wow.
Kevin Smith freaking loved it. I haven't read his thing yet.
Yeah, I haven't read or seen anything from him.
I saw a thing, come across my Facebook feed this afternoon that said he loved it. But he had maybe the next Fat Man on Batman is going to, they're going to have because Mark Bernardin went to the premiere. He took his kid to the premiere. Mm-hmm. And, so he really couldn't say much about it other than everything you ever wanted to see in a comic book movie is in it.
That's good.
The clip that they keep showing of them at the airport battle.
Yes. Yes. I can't wait for that.
They're saying that is just like a tiny piece. And what Mark Bernardin said was that's in the middle of the movie. So that's not even like the culmination of whatever's going on.
They got it right. Don't throw away the baby with the bathwater with the previews.
Look, I hate to steal from my favorite podcast in the world right now is Fat Man on Batman.
Yes.
And I hate to steal any thunder from those two guys.
Yeah.
Because I love listening to them. I love the work that they do.
Uh-huh.
But what they both say is that they just keep sticking it to DC. Every time DC comes out with something like, oh yeah, well we got this. It's like, oh yeah, well we can do this. Mm-hmm. Every time. And then the bad news in the DC universe, the guy who's supposed to be directing the Flash movie, just quit today.
Oh really?
Creative differences. So
here we go.
You've been Snyderized
again.
Yeah.
They just can't.
No.
They just can't get it off the ground. There's how long have they been trying with obviously okay. You have to get.
But here's the thing. Now I don't watch there are good I've watched some of the Flash. Mm-hmm. And the Flash is really well done. I don't cry over it like Kevin Smith does.
Well, but Kevin likes to cry over quite a few things.
It's true. But I've seen Arrow. I've seen a bunch of Arrow. Aiden watched the entire first series of Flash and loved it. And he's so frustrated right now because season 2 isn't on Netflix yet. I'm like season 2 is wrapping up and it'll be on soon. You'll be able to watch it soon.
I guess you don't want to jump into the middle of a season.
No, you don't, because he really got into it. So he's really involved in the storyline. So he would come to me and go, "Well, who's Zoom and who's the Reverse Flash?" I'm like, I'm not telling you these things. You have to watch it yourself and figure it out on your own.
Figure it out.
So what they've done with television has been great. The Flash is great. Arrow's great. Legends of Tomorrow is pretty good. I've seen a couple of episodes of that. Mm-hmm. I haven't had a chance to watch any of Supergirl.
I've heard that it was like hit and miss.
It's hit or miss, but they did a really cool crossover with the Flash.
Yeah, I heard that was good.
So it's kind of like, and their animation side of stuff is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's true.
The DC animation stuff.
We've talked about that.
It's great on
previous episodes. How much
I just don't know why the film side of it can't seem to get out of its own way. And the only thing I'm hoping is that I hope that the Ben Affleck Batman film is good. I think it will be. I think
it will be.
I think based on, I love his films. The films that he's done that are him. Gone Baby Gone, The Town.
Argo.
Those are really well done, well written movies.
Agreed.
The town is great. I mean, the pacing that he put in that film, the way it's structured, that end battle sequence inside Fenway Park is just nuts.
Great.
And the way it wraps up at the end of that film, and Argo was phenomenal. And yes, that's based on a real story, and the way to fictionalize it into a way that the idea that you're going to make a movie out of people escaping from Iran using a science fiction movie just sounds kind of wacky to begin with. But he made it work as a film.
He did.
And so I read today that he has complete creative control over that movie.
I think that's wise.
Yeah. And
that's very wise.
So.
Well, we still, Suicide Squad is approaching, and
I still don't know about that either.
I don't either, but I it's weird because I have more faith in that than I do in Batman versus Superman because
did you see Batman versus Superman?
I still haven't seen it.
Okay,
no, but
you saw
I've gotten
it.
the major plot points from most people telling me.
You got the major plot points from the freaking trailer.
Yeah.
That's the thing that they let the whole thing out of the bag in the trailer.
Except for who dying.
Well, yeah, but
I had a feeling that was going to come around because isn't a part of that storyline the death of
no, they mixed two storylines together.
Okay, that's what they did then.
That's what they did. They were like, well, let's do this and this and this. Oh, and this too.
From what I have, there's a YouTuber that I've enjoyed. His name is Andre the Angry Black Nerd. I forget his real name is Andre Meadows. He does a really good. It's funny. I started following him because he does turtle recaps every week for the new episodes, and he does everything. He does all geek nerdy news, and he said his biggest complaint was it's right in the title. It's Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. They should have had a Batman versus Superman movie, and then they should have had a Dawn of Justice, aka the precursor to the Justice League movie. It seemed like that there were two films, and then they tried to smash them together into one, and it didn't really work in that regard.
Right.
That's what I heard, and based on the opinions of people who have seen the movie that I've spoken to, that tends to be an agreement that they have.
Right.
Too much shit going on at once.
Right.
So
I'm gonna share my screen for a second here.
Okay.
Now I'm not quite sure how completely accurate this is.
This is
This is what's coming up. Well, you can kill a couple of these on here because
so we're at Civil War, X-Men Apocalypse, which is Fox, right?
That's Fox.
So yeah, and
Doctor Strange is not July.
Strange.
This is not right. This is not right. Let me get a more recent one. That's not right.
Didn't I hear something recently about issues with Gambit too?
Gambit got pushed. Yep.
Right. Who's playing Gambit?
It's going to be Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum, that's right. Interesting casting choice. I mean, he was funny in the 21 Jump Street movies, and he's a good actor. But when I think Gambit,
I think taller.
Taller than Channing Tatum.
I think
he's got to be a redhead, right? That's the Gambit that I remember.
Well, yeah, he's red hair-ish.
Yeah.
But he's Cajun.
Yeah.
He's Cajun. Well, so I don't even know. In my head,
being any actor can do a good actor.
I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say Cajun's a tough one to do.
It is. But who's a Cajun?
No, I can't think of who it should be.
Actor, who's gonna do that patois?
Yeah, because he's like
correctly.
Yeah, he said like mon cher, and this is how I talk to you.
This is how I talk.
No, this isn't right. Anyway, I can't find the right. They keep changing it.
Well, yeah, things get pushed back.
What's coming out. But
Yada, yada.
I read another rumor that supposedly Fox and Marvel, and I can't substantiate this one, but that Fox and Marvel came to an agreement regarding Fantastic Four coming back to Marvel
Okay.
in exchange for the rights to a few more X-Men properties for television. Because Fox is in the process of putting together a couple of mutant-based television shows.
Okay.
One's called Legion. I can't think of what the other one is called. But if that rumor is true, that would be phenomenal to get that back in the fold.
Do they say, or do we know which properties, or is it just an undescribed X-Men property?
I didn't. It didn't seem to get too deep into what exactly they asked for.
Yeah.
I could try to find it, but
sure. I mean,
it said that it was the exchange was to get back the Fantastic Four, Galactus, Doctor Doom, and the Silver Surfer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if that's true, then and Chris. So we had the Tribeca Film Festival up here the last week and a half or so.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that was happening every night was there were these one-on-one conversations with actors and directors and stuff like that.
Right.
And there was one that was Chris Rock talking to J.J. Abrams, and that during the session, Chris Rock begged J.J. Abrams to direct the Fantastic Four. And like, okay, I can get behind that. I can get behind JJ directing the Fantastic Four.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that
I can get behind anybody directing Fantastic Four in the right way. Because I finally watched that train wreck.
Why did
I did. Well, because it was free, so I watched it for free, and it was horrible.
Yeah, obviously.
Everything about it was just horrible. No one can get the dynamic right. Look, the first two movies that came out were bad enough. There were good moments in it.
Yes.
And the Chris Evans portrayal of the Human Torch in those two films was spot on. Mm-hmm. And the relationship that he had with Ben Grimm, the Thing, in those movies was also spot on. Mm-hmm. You know, they're this antagonistic, it's kind of like, what's that from the Warner Brothers cartoons? The big bulldog and the little, yip yip dog.
Which way did he go, George?
Yeah. Which way? Hey, Spike, you want to go out? Want to go out, Spike? They're just picking on each other all the time and that kind of stuff. And the flyboy, flashy attitude, that Human Torch is cocky, like fuck you, I'm going to do whatever I want attitude. Right. He nailed. Mm-hmm. But the family dynamic was wrong. The British guy, Ian Goldfeld, who played Reed Richards, was wrong. Mm-hmm. And as much as I like watching Jessica Alba on screen, she was like, the wrong person to be playing Sue Storm. It needs to be someone with a little more gravitas than Jessica Alba.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Would it be? I would really enjoy, a good, well-written, well-directed Fantastic Four movie.
I think that has a better chance of happening in a Disney Marvel situation than in a Fox universe. At least the odds would be a little bit more in their favor. Yeah. I had a feeling that after the Sony Marvel Spider-Man consensus that things of that nature were going to happen.
It has to. Yeah. It has to.
They own, not literally, obviously, figuratively, they're just owning everything. Merchandising, films, television, you name it. And it would be, I think that Fox and the X-Men universe have done fairly well for themselves. They haven't, a couple of movies notwithstanding. There have been some stinkers for sure. But they've done an okay job with it. Sony with Spider-Man, it's like, clearly there was a compromise there. It's like, all right, you let us use him here. We'll let you do the reboot.
Okay. I found the article about Fantastic Four.
Okay.
And it actually, this article is saying that it relates to the Inhumans push.
Okay. Well.
So what it says here, and this is from moviepilot.com, it says, in recent news, Marvel's Inhumans getting pulled from its July 12th, 2009 release date came as a shock. But why would they do this? What could have made them change their plans all of a sudden? Could Fox be working on an imminent deal that would bring the rights to Fantastic Four back to Marvel? So this is the rumor. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so that's what they're saying, is that maybe this has to do with them getting these rights back. But it's not, it doesn't seem like it's definite. But Marvel did announce they did put holds on 3 dates in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
May 1st, July 20th, and November 6th as hold dates for 2020. But they haven't announced what those movies are going to be.
All right. Well, we'll see.
We shall see.
We have time. They have a bunch of other things to do before we get there. We're talking about phase 4 here, and we're at the end of phase 2.
Right.
Moving into phase 3. So.
Well, because kind of we know what's coming for phase 3. We
Right.
know all that. You know, it's Doctor Strange. Mm-hmm. It's Guardians of the Galaxy
2.
It's Thor Ragnarok.
I think that I'm looking forward to that one.
Have you read any of the rumors about what that might be about?
I haven't. Tell me.
Okay, the big rumor that I read,
mm-hmm.
and if this is true, it's going to be freaking awesome. So, it's that they're bringing in the deity that controls the underworld, which is named Hel.
Right.
And she banishes Thor from Asgard. She destroys Mjolnir and banishes him from Asgard and sends him off to this planet. When he gets to that planet, who is on that planet? But the Hulk. And the rumor is that this is going to set up eventually, maybe in one of those 2020 slots, that they're going to do a Planet Hulk movie.
That would be so.
But there's also this rumor that part of the movie is kind of like this buddy road trip between Thor and Hulk.
I'm down. Count me in. Like I was sold with the two of them the second that Hulk punched Thor through the wall in the first Avengers movie. I was we need more of these two. This is gonna be. I hope that rumor's true. I'm excited now. I mean, I was already excited about Ragnarok, but if that ends up with that. That's awesome. I am so down with that.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Oh, jeez.
There's going to be a Captain Marvel movie.
Yes.
And there's so many things that are happening. The other and this will be the last news item that I think I have.
Okay.
Is that I read that Kevin Feige said that did you see the new graphic and the title for the next Spider-Man movie?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So Spider-Man Homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
That they have complete creative control.
They being Sony?
They being Marvel.
Okay.
And that essentially the deal is just that Sony gets the distribution rights.
I mean, that seems like a win-win.
Yeah, totally.
That's like Sony gets all of the financial benefits.
Well, so does Marvel. But Marvel gets the
too.
So what everybody's saying is what that means is no more fucking origin movies. We don't need origin movies.
Right.
And the rumor about the Black Panther movie is that that's not going to be an origin movie either. You're just like his introduction into this film in Civil War, from what I've read, is just kind of like
origin. Okay.
No. That it's kind of indirectly mentioned or talked about, but it's just like, nope, there's Black Panther. You know who Black Panther is, and there he is.
Well, okay. I don't know how I feel about for that. I feel like that is fine. That's something that they can obviously do. I'm just saying that I would like to see a Black Panther origin movie because we haven't. Like, this is a character that has had no cinematic entry at all in the history of any comic book movie. You know, I feel like that giving that particular character its due justice in an origin movie might be something I would be interested in seeing personally. But I'm with you on the big ones. Like, we don't need to go and do another Spider-Man origin. We don't need another Batman origin. We don't need another Superman.
No,
Any of the big characters from either universe, DC or Marvel. Now, again, obviously you have the whole groundwork for the Justice League, and you're going to get your Aquaman movie. You're going to get your Wonder Woman movie. But that's because these are things that have not had them before. So I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they will. What's
side unrelated non-geek news, sports news. I just got a blurb that the Lakers have hired Luke Walton as their new head coach after he's done with the Warriors. So guess who's another person who doesn't want the Knicks head coach job?
Oh well.
Please, let's not turn this into a how much we hate the New York Knicks front office episode.
No, let's not, because that could be a whole nother hour.
Right, we'll just go off.
So, all right, let's you want to change course for a second here?
Sure.
So, I don't know if you saw any of my posts, but I got to see Springsteen on Monday night.
Yes, I did.
Oh man,
come around. Because that was a surprise, I imagine, right?
Totally. My buddy, you know, Alan, and he and I have seen. I think that might have been. It's either my 11th or my 12th, my dozen times seeing Bruce. And I'm sitting at home Sunday night, and I get a text from Al, and he's like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I'm like, "Nothing. What's going on?" And he's like, "You want to go see Bruce?" He's like, "Sony comped me 2 tickets." So I'm like, hold on, let me ask the wife.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I was like, "Honey, is it okay if I go to see Bruce tomorrow? It's free. I don't have to pay." She's like, "Yeah, sure." Dude, it was the last show of the U.S. leg.
Yeah.
And The River is one of my favorite albums.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole U.S. tour has been, he opens with one song, and then he goes into the full 20 songs of The River.
Yeah.
And then does extra stuff after that. So he went on stage around 8:15, and this was at the Barclays Center. So it's my first time at the Barclays, which is a really great place. It's really well designed, except for the seats that are way up top. I would not want to sit up there because they are like this. Like it's this weird, like it's a really deep bowl.
Oh, okay.
So the seats, the 100s, the two, they don't do like that. Like we were in section 24, and then it goes up into the. I guess then there must be a ones because there's a twos. There's 200s up, and the 200s are literally like at this kind of an angle.
Jeez, yeah,
it's really steep, really steep.
Right.
So we were, if you're looking at the rink or the basketball court, the way it was set up. We were 7 rows from, let's say it was the rink, we were 7 rows from the glass.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On stage left.
Yeah,
no,
I got
stage,
that
stage right.
From your video angle.
Right.
I could see that.
Bruce's stage right.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. It was absolutely one of the best shows I've seen him do in a long time. Played for almost 3.5 hours. Ended the River set and then went into the he's been doing this he hasn't done it before on this tour, but people bring signs now and they'll hold up signs that say, play Boom Boom or play, Shout or whatever. And so he'll go out and he'll grab a bunch of signs and then he'll just turn to the band and go, "All right, we're going to do this." And so they did Boom Boom. They did Trapped. They haven't done Trapped in forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they played Rosalina. I haven't heard.
I saw that.
I posted the Rosalina video.
Damn! If I ever see Bruce, I hope they play that one.
And then he played Purple Rain again.
I saw that. You posted that too.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Okay.
You did a good job with that one for sure.
And then he closed with like a 10-minute version of Shout.
Awesome.
The other funny thing that we had going on that night was directly across from us, just like right across center ice, Chris Christie. So we're standing there, we're watching the show, and you're just kind of looking around the audience or whatever, and right, like straight across from me and there was no doubting who it was. I've got some really pretty good pictures of him. And every now and then, I don't know if you saw that one picture that I posted where it's like Bruce kind of standing in the middle of the crowd.
Yeah.
So the way the stage was set up, he could climb down the steps and then walk the side rails and then come to the center and then go back the other way. So he did this a couple of times towards the end of the set. And when he went across the stage left to make the turn to go back, you could see the pleading look in Chris Christie's eyes, like, just acknowledge me, Bruce. I love you so much. I'm dancing here like a fat old white man, and that's like he wears his belt like here. Like it's just like it was crazy how high he wears his pants. And there's so many videos of him up put like the way he dances and he air drums and stuff to songs. And every time Bruce came over to that side, there's this pleading look on Christie's face, like just acknowledge me, please, Bruce. And Bruce just doesn't even, like if I could see him that he was there from across the rink, Bruce knew that he
knows
was there.
He's there.
He knows, and he just zipped right past them. Not even the slightest glance his way.
You get enough attention as it is, asshole. You're not getting it from me.
It was hysterical.
That's fucking awesome. Ugh. Well, now for the umpteenth time since I've been alive, you've seen Bruce, and I still haven't seen him fucking once. So there you go. One of these days, I'm gonna get around to it. One of these days, bang zoom to the moon.
Well, but from what I hear, the next round is going to be like a solo Bruce album, not another E Street Band album.
Damn it! So that means I'm gonna have to wait even longer to see him with the E Street Band again.
Possibly. I don't know, he's 65. I don't know how much longer he's going to do this shit.
No, don't stop. Just stop talking, okay?
Well, here's the thing. You have to find it in your power to find a way to see him.
I know. We've talked about this several times. For those of you who don't know, my brother has said you were told me. I know that this one doesn't count because
this one doesn't count.
You told me the next time
I know
playing up there, you're gonna call me and say, "Get up here." But I'll let this one slide. Obviously.
Okay, thanks. Right. Plus, I spent too much money on concert tickets this year anyway. My Black Sabbath.
I feel the same way between the Pearl Jam tickets for me and Amy, the Tool tickets. The Dead show in Atlanta.
Right.
Like, all right. Enough.
Did you see the announcement yesterday or was it today? Today, it's like officially today or yesterday. It's been 10 years since the Tool album.
Wow. Yeah. No. Well. Hopefully that will come to a close soon because for all intents and purposes, they've been working on new material.
They've been working on new material for 10 years. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, but he, what's his name has had his own thing.
Worse than Floyd.
Whatchamacallit. What's Maynard's? Come on.
Perfect Circle.
Thank you. He's working on that for a while. So, and yeah, I mean, maybe it's just because I've gotten to the point with certain bands with like Tool. I've used Tool and System of a Down in very similar kind of veins. Like every once in a while they go out and tour and they play these weird obscure places, but there's been no material since the last System of a Down album is going to be coming up on 10 years ago. And same thing with Tool. Same thing with I guess they just get to a certain point where it's like they're done. They're sick of doing that thing and they just want to do something else. But who knows? Maybe there'll be another Tool album, a new Tool album this year. I don't know.
Maybe.
They looked like they were rip roaring and ready to go when we saw them in Atlanta. So it's like I see nothing holding them back other than themselves, obviously. So.
All right, I'm going to share my screen one more time because now we're going to go to another musical topic.
Okay.
And that is Metallica.
Yes.
So just take a look at this.
What about Metallica? Who have not released anything since 2008 other than that terrible Lou Reed thing. Yes, I did see that. You're not going to have sound, remember? We tried this last time.
Oh, damn it, right.
Because they did. I saw there was an ad for the deluxe box set of Kill 'Em All, and then Ride the Lightning is next. I'm pretty sure they're gonna go back and remaster all of them, right?
Yes.
All the old ones.
Yeah.
We got Kill 'Em All.
But these box sets are awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want the Kill 'Em All.
amount of stuff that I want them all. I forget. I mean, each one, like 4 vinyls, 6 CDs, DVDs, a hardcover book, posters, a handwritten lyrics book. Yep. It's just like they're trying to. They're not cheap though.
No, I know they're not cheap. One of the radio stations down here was doing a giveaway contest where one of those was a prize.
Yeah, actually, they're not that bad. Like, I mean, they're $150 a pop.
Yeah, but and you get a lot for your money. You know,
you are getting a lot for your money.
It's a good value, but not many people are gonna. You know, it takes a fan to look at that.
Oh,
and go,
yeah, a fan with money.
Yeah,
I might just suck it up and buy the master one
when it comes out. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think because it's like I go back to those first 4 or 5. What is it? Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning.
Well, the first 3 is the first 4. I mean, Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master Puppets, and Injustice for All.
Because the one after that's Metallica, right? The Black Album.
The Black Album, yeah.
So for me, I go back to those first 5, and I really think about like which one I got the most listening time out of, which one that I go back and I'm like, this is Metallica, and it's Kill 'Em All. And I think that it might be because you remember those Metal Mania CDs that you made for me way back in the day when you guys were living on 10th Street?
Yeah.
You included a lot of Kill 'Em All. Like I'm not among the living. Am I Evil and for Whom the Bell Tolls? Those are both Kill 'Em All, right?
No, For Whom the Bell Tolls is Ride the Lightning.
What are the 2 tracks off of Kill 'Em All that were on there? Was Am I Evil and
probably Creeping Death.
Yes. And those 2 are like definitely in my top 5. Maybe even my top 3 Metallica songs, just because they're so like raw and it's not Kill 'Em All is not like a very finished album.
Oh no.
But that's what I love about it. That to me is like that's what thrash should be, real thrash.
But I think their best album ever is Master.
Right.
Like I think that is like top to bottom, perfect album of metal music. That for me. Like I can listen to that over and over and over and over and over again. Like, and I mean, that was probably where I first stepped in was Master.
Like, was that 86? That record?
86, 87. Because Injustice was 89, I think.
Something like that.
I think.
So
because the Black Album is 91.
Is 91.
Yeah,
so same year.
Same year that what?
I don't know. Things that are 91 because I'm 91. I have an easier time remembering them, and I remembered that one was 91.
Okay. That'd be 86. Hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, Metallica, Master Puppets, 1986.
Nice.
That's where I stepped in.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Jason introduced me to them.
Right.
And then when Injustice for All came out, like that was like, mind blowing.
Was that your first year at Stony Brook? 86? 87?
87 I went to Stony Brook.
All right. So it was perfect. It was perfect timing.
Perfect timing. I shifted from new wave into thrash. Like,
so 80s, man.
I was talking about it today at work, and I was because like I have this 80s alternative station on Pandora.
Yeah.
And like I was playing the music, and one of the girls that I work with, it was like, like Depeche Mode and Psychedelic Furs and stuff like that was coming out of my desk today.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I love all these songs." And I'm like, "Yeah, I was a total new waver in high school, and then I got to college and I became a metalhead. Like I just like overnight, it was like, and I put a lot of other music to the side for periods of time, but every now and then it's like, you know what, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
And it brings me back to the, when I was young and what I liked at that time. It doesn't degrade what each of those things mean to me.
No, of course not.
But I can remember sitting around and listening to Master of Puppets, and then when Justice for All came out, I just had it in my mind just go, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
Each song is like 9-10 minutes long. I'm just like these crazy breaks and tempo shifts and solos out your ass. And just like, what is going on? The tour I wish I could see right now is, have you seen any of the footage of this guitar thing that's going around? That's Vi, Yngwie, Zakk Wylde, Nuno Bettencourt, and some of, I don't know who the last guy is. I've never heard of him.
But that sounds, just those four.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's, so
Jesus.
Nuno, Yngwie, Vi, and Zakk. Oh, here's I don't know how much you like Vi or not. But Vi's album Passion and Warfare, it's the 25th anniversary, which just blows my freaking mind. That it's the 25th anniversary of that album coming out, and he's touring, and he's gonna play the entire album.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta check out and see if he's coming anywhere near.
If he's coming down near
my
you.
area. Yeah.
Like
I would want to see.
I played some.
Because Amy's not a Vi.
I don't think she's a Vi person.
I may have to ask somebody at work, like, and just start searching for people who are also into Steve Vai.
I played some Vi for Aiden a couple weeks ago, and he was like, "How does he do that? How does he?" Like I played him. There's a song on one of the albums, and it's called "Bad Little Horsey," and the guitar sounds like a horse.
A horse, yeah. He does that.
And he's like, "How does he do that, Dad? How is that a guitar?" I'm like, "This guy's he's a magician. He's a magician."
Makes me proud. That's a good one.
Oh yeah. He's been learning some new stuff. He started learning Stairway. He started learning Eleanor Rigby. So he's building up quite the little repertoire of songs.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. Keep the music alive in the family.
Totally.
I was gonna say. So speaking of tours, and the hat that you're wearing kind of ties into this as well. What are your thoughts on the whole Axl Rose as the new lead singer of AC/DC?
I am glad that I took my son to see AC/DC with Brian Johnson.
Say something like that, yeah.
And I think it's who. So I read somebody talking about it, and it's essentially karaoke. It's Axl doing karaoke.
Right.
So why the hell would I pay money to see that?
No. I don't. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I get it to a certain degree. Because, Angus, I'm sure, still wants to make money. But Angus doesn't need to go out on the road with anybody to make any more money. No. Angus and Malcolm Young are set for fucking life. Which, no offense to either one of them, is not going to be that much longer anyways with the lifestyle they've lived over the years.
Well,
and if the rumors are to be believed, they basically just booted Brian out of the band.
Well, Brian put out a statement that it really was this medical issue.
Right, but the doctor told him that he had to take a break, not that he had to stop. He said to him, and it was from what I heard, that it had more to do with his baloney classic car racing than the music ever did. That's what I had read.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So Brian Johnson is an avid motorist. He's been on Top Gear a couple of times. His car collection down here in Siesta Key on Bird Key is pretty phenomenal. He likes collecting old race cars from like the 20s and the 30s and the 40s. And old race cars in general, but old race cars especially, tend to be really fucking loud. And Brian Johnson would go to these events. And, for all of the years that he was wearing ear protection on stage, he wouldn't wear ear protection at these classic car rallies and these classic car races. So what I had heard was that the hearing and the frequencies that they were dealing with had more to do with the car stuff than it did with the musical stuff. And the doctor told him that you need to take a break. Not that you need to stop, but you need to take a month or two off to give your eardrums a rest, and then you can go back to what you're doing. And for some reason or another, Angus Young took that to be, this guy's never going to be able to hear the same way again, So I'm going to kick him out of the band that he's been fronting for the past 36 years since Bon Scott died. Right?
Yeah. I don't know.
It reflects poorly on Angus, in my opinion. Makes him look like Gene Simmons. Makes him look like a shill, shrewd businessman who doesn't care about. Because my opinion, the last album was good. It's not like, it's very AC/DC.
Well, it's always AC/DC. It's the same. It's the same thing as
album.
like it's the same.
Who was
it's
it, Angus or Malcolm, that said, some reporter came up to him and said, people have accused you of making the same album 35 times, and he says, that's horseshit. We've made the same album 36 times.
Right. It's the same thing could be said with Motorhead. Every Motorhead album is 12 songs at 3 minutes a song, and that's it. They're done. They're out.
And it's that.
But I don't fault them for that. It made them money. It made them successful. I'm glad that even though it was the end of everything from that I got to see that, and I got to to take my kid to that. I view it slightly differently than the Kiss scenario.
Yeah.
Mainly because Gene and Paul, they really are Kiss.
Agreed.
Because they're both the voice of Kiss.
Yes.
I think it's different when you replace a singer, right? Especially if you're replacing a singer with someone as famous as someone like Axl Rose, right? Let's use the Van Halen example for a second. Here you had a band that was top of the world, right? And the relationship falls apart and breaks up, and along comes Sammy Hagar. Now, if you're not a huge music fan, you're not going to know about Sammy from Montrose, and you're not going to know about Sammy from his solo work. So to a lot of people at the time, it was like, well, who the hell is Sammy Hagar?
Okay.
Right? And then that relationship goes on to be 10 times more successful than they ever were with David.
Right.
And that and there are two definitive camps. There's the David Lee Roth camp. There's the Hagar camp.
Yeah.
And there are people who go both. I'm one of the people who likes both. I mean, I love the first 4 albums with Dave, and I love 3 or 4 of the Hagar era stuff.
I'm more of a David Lee Roth camp.
Yeah. The first time I saw Van Halen was on the 5150 tour with
lucky son of a bitch
with Hagar. That I got to, yes, but me. I mean, my life has been about getting to as many shows as I possibly can. My stack of tickets is like this, so I doubt that they're going to record with Axl.
No, yeah.
So I agree with you in that I think that this is just some kind of money grab, by Angus to go out and do this, and you don't have to. You could. I understand you feel like an obligation to your fans to to honor the tour and everything like that, but you know what? I just don't see Axl being able to pull it off.
No. I saw that GNR added some more dates, including New York. Will you go? No. Okay. Yeah, Amy and I obviously did not follow through with Citrus Bowl tickets.
But my rationale for not seeing them is that I've seen them 3 times, and I saw them in the heyday. I saw them during the Use Your Illusion period, and it was the band. This isn't the band. This is Slash, Axl, and Duff. Yeah, Steven Adler's out there. There's no Izzy. So it's not the band. And as much as when I saw them, the band was bloated with Dizzy Dean and with Gilby Clarke and the singers and the horn section and all kinds of extra stuff. And I'll say the 2.5 shows that I saw, because the third one he walked off stage and they never finished.
Right.
The first time was at the Garden with Soundgarden opening up.
Right.
And Soundgarden was horrible live.
I know. I remember. That's why Amy and I were, or I at least was, trepidatious walking into the Soundgarden 9 Inch Nails show, because I remember you told me that story, and you said that was a common thing that I had heard from people who had seen them back in the day, that It just didn't translate live. Whatever they did in the studio didn't translate live. Luckily, they killed it for our show.
Oh, I'm glad you got to see a good one.
Yeah.
And then the other time that I saw them was on that giant, Guns Metallica tour.
Yep.
And, unfortunately, the way they set the tour up was that Metallica was opening for Guns, essentially.
Right.
And the first night of the show at the old Giant Stadium was amazing. There was this, but Metallica played for close to 3 hours that night. And by the time GNR got on stage after their shenanigans, they put on a good show, but the crowd was spent.
Yeah.
Sounds
like a 5 or 6 hour night or something like that.
It was because the opening band was Faith No More.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Now, I'm not a huge Faith No More fan, so the people that I went to weren't either. So that was our time to be partying in the parking lot. And then as soon as Faith No More was over, it's like, all right, let's go because Metallica's on. And, that was during I'm pretty sure that was it still part of the Injustice for All tour when that went on? Yeah, I think so.
Was it post 91?
No, it was pre 91.
So then, it would have been Injustice for All.
It would have been Injustice for All and the Use Your Illusion albums.
Mm-hmm.
Because essentially that's all there is. It's Appetite
and Use Your Illusion Part 1 and 2.
And the EP Lies in the middle of those two. And that's it. Then it blew up. And then the second night, which was like 2 days later, same thing in Giant Stadium. Metallica again blew the doors off the place. And then Axl and everybody came out when they came out, and someone hit Axl in the nuts with a lighter. They threw a lighter at him, and he walked off. And that was it. Show was over. Yeah. Now we didn't riot like they did up in fucking Montreal.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, well, let's go home.
Did he have something to say like the Montreal thing? Because of bullshit security.
No, I don't recall. I remember him just walking off and Slash kind of looking around, going, "All right, I guess we're done."
Well, sorry, guys. Sorry, Jersey.
So,
it's an interesting. I don't have anything on the docket. There have been some interesting summer shows that people have these weird combination of Amy said that she wanted to go see Weezer and Panic at the Disco, and I'm like, why do you want to see Weezer and Panic at the Disco? And she's like, well, I haven't seen Weezer in a while, and I've seen Weezer twice within the recent past, and they put on a good show.
I've never seen them live.
Really? Yeah, it was really interesting because one of the more recent ones, they were playing a festival in Orlando where the headliners were Weezer and Fall Out Boy. And I guess that it was Fall Out Boy was the closer, and then Weezer went on before them. So with the group of people that I was with, Weezer was the reason we were going, and we were super excited. And I think that those guys recognize what material sticks with their fans because the past couple of Weezer albums have not been good. Ratitude and Hurley, and then that third one that was super poppy, they kind of suck. The new one, the White Album, is pretty good. Better, the best Weezer album since the Red Album, in my opinion.
I'm not down on Hurley. I like Hurley. It's not
just
as good as Red or Green or
no. And that's the thing. It's like it seemed those albums to me were like it was a shift. They were going for like a poppier, bigger production kind of sound, and that's not what I want from Weezer. But the end of the story is, so everybody loved Weezer. Crowd's going crazy. Fall Out Boy comes on, and I'm not kidding, Justin. Like half the crowd just left.
Well,
It was
so bizarre that Weezer opened for Fall Out Boy.
It wasn't like they were co-headliners, so it was just they played equal sets. I think they both played 90 minutes or whatever. But my friend was like, he's an engineer, a sound engineer, so he's like, I just want to hear what their sound is like and what their setup is like for Fall Out Boy. So I'm like, all right, okay. So we stick around for 2 songs. I'm like, all right, you got the setup? He's like, yeah, I got it. I'm like, can we go? He's like, yeah. All right, let's go. And yeah, like by the time the third song rolled around, like most of the people were heading for the parking lot. I was just like, what happens if you're those guys, if you're Pete Wentz and all those guys, and you look out into the crowd and it's like, oh, there goes our audience. Bye.
Yeah. I don't know, bro.
I don't know, bro. All right.
All right. Well, this has been fun.
Yes, it was fun. A fun little
SIBS Wars. I think, maybe what your sister has said in the past is right, that, we'll just do 2 offs and 3 offs. If one can't join, then
sure,
we do 2 off,
That's fine. That's fine with me.
We don't have to do the whatever the scheduled war was. We can just talk about whatever.
We can talk about it. That's fine with me. And same with, if I have a situation, if there's a gig or I have a rehearsal or something like that, and you guys just want to do a 2 off, like go ahead. It's fine with me.
Let's not do this not happen it again.
No, we gotta keep the regularity. Keeps the regularity going here.
Word
up.
All right, so this has been a partial SIBS war for tonight, and we'll be back next Tuesday. So, same SIBS. Well, you're right. This Tuesday. This coming Tuesday. So Tuesday. Same SIBS channel, same SIBS time. All right, bro.
Take
it easy. Love you.
You too. Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.